Gentlemen, welcome back to the University of Smooth. I am your host, Nixon the Dark, reporting as usual from the middle of the Midwest for a little segment on the protector algorithm and why we stand by it. If you have followed our content and you have followed a lot of other content out there focusing on intersexual dynamics, you will hear a lot of variation in what women value. It comes under a lot of labels. Some call it resources, some call it purely looks, some call it lifestyle. We call it the male protector algorithm. I want to break that down a little bit. We talk about the dimensions of the male protector algorithm by saying, first and foremost, physicality, second and sometimes most important, emotional resilience, and then social skills, social status down the line. All of these, in our view, fall under protection. We go with this term because we don't think that resources adequately explains why women at their most fertile are looking for apex genetics from a man. If a dude is hot, jacked, big, badass motherfucker, and broke, he is still going to get laid like tile out there in the sexual marketplace, and he may get laid like tile for a long time as a man. This is because he's got, I guess if you want to say that his genetics are a resource, I suppose so. He can trade on that resource for a long time after a woman's peak fertility has ended. A woman wants to feel protected. That expresses itself in several different ways. Physicality is obviously the first and most simple. A big, strong man makes a woman feel protected. An emotionally strong man also makes a woman feel protected. It becomes more important over time because not every problem has a physical solution. We all know the famous trope of the high school quarterback who ends up becoming a loser. That's a cartoon character version of when you have physicality and nothing else to back it up, especially when those former high school quarterbacks familiarize themselves with alcohol and the delights of beefy burritos. Okay, I had Mexican for dinner. What can I say? Emotional resilience, resources, social connections, these are all other expressions of protection. Why? Because when a woman is in doubt, she is looking to a man for strength. If she sees a man who is emotionally resilient, she is reassured, that is, she feels protected. If she also sees the greater dimension of what this man has to offer, and she sees that he has a portfolio of solid social relationships, especially if it's a growing portfolio of social relationships or status within his community or on the internet, she is reassured and feels protected because if unpredictable events strike them as a couple, she can rely on his emotional resilience, his social network, and perhaps his finances. We never fully leave off money from this equation. We only discount it, pun intended, because it does not offer physical and emotional reassurance. You can be a fucking billionaire, and quite a few of them are emotionally terrified of women. How does this happen? Hell if I know, I'm not a billionaire. But you can earn all the money in the world and still lack fundamental strength dimensions that a woman is looking for, and she will not find you attractive just because you have that money. But you see how this works. A woman's attraction profile is at times circumstantial. It expands over the course of her lifetime. When she is at her most fertile, it is going to be significantly more geared towards physical and with a heaping helping of emotion. When she grows older and she also loses her own bargaining power to hold on to apex physicality, she is going to make a deal with the filter and look for other forms of value. Whether she does it consciously or not, she will start to see how other forms of value can keep her just as reassured and make her feel just as protected as that big, strong dude with muscles used to when she was much younger. She still wants that guy. She still wants apex physicality if she can get it. And that's why you, as a potential boyfriend or husband, word to the wise, do not get lazy just because you have what you think is a committed relationship on your hand. If you lose whatever your physical edge is, she will notice. You can make up for it in other ways, but this is a full big picture thing. Male value encompasses a lot. Female value, whether you like it or not, whether she likes it or not, anybody out there who pays close attention to intersexual dynamics understands that every man at every age likes women most when they are at their most fertile, their early 20s. That's when they are most attractive, most fertile. It's a brutal, well, maybe it's not brutal, but it is certainly a non-negotiable fact of nature. That's the difference between male value and female value. The kind of value a woman brings to the table is simple. The kind of value a man brings to the table, fortunately for you, is complex. You can win in a lot of different ways, but we never sugarcoat the fact that strong, big, potentially violent men will always have an innate advantage in the sexual marketplace because they offer that almost impossible to fake, almost impossible to replace, rock solid bulletproof value signal. This is why protection comes in many forms. You can provide, and that is a form of protection. Providing for children is a form of protection. Providing physical and emotional reassurance is a form of protection. That's why we stick with the male protector algorithm. Keep this in mind when you see how a woman's emotions fluctuate. She is always seeking to find that higher ground where she feels protected by her man. Thanks for listening. Like, subscribe, and follow UofSmooth for more content.